South Florida's real estate has reached record-breaking highs and has left some to consider selling their properties and cashing in. Now, one of the first steps, of course, you take is having your property appraised. Our WSFL-TV Trusted Advisors, broker Patty Da Silva and Realtor Green, stopped by to share the ins and outs of property appraisals. Take a look. The process of buying a home, very involved, but one important element of that is the appraisal. Patty, what is an appraisal?
An appraisal is a valuation of your home, and the buyer's lender is going to order the appraiser, and a licensed appraiser is going to come to the property. He's going to examine the inside, the outside, amenities, upgrades, and is going to reach a value in something called an appraisal report, which is a very lengthy report, but is going to say the value of the home is this.
And that's opinion-based.
That's opinion-based. It's an opinion of value. That's literally the definition of an appraisal, is an opinion of value.
Right. A human opinion.
Right, a human opinion. And,
right.
Okay, so with that said, Chris, what if an appraisal comes back low for a seller?
Well, we can negotiate this.
Yes.
But first and foremost, you look through that appraisal. Make sure there's no discrepancies there.
That's correct.
And we always do that in our office. If there's anything that's a little low, we always want to make sure that it is right. And you know, many times it is.
Yes.
And if that's the case, then we'll negotiate that price potentially to meet in the middle somewhere. So that new contract price is what the mortgage company will allow.
Yes.
So you can get a mortgage, right?
So when, let's say I'm the seller and I want to get the most for my house, what are some ways to secure it, to make sure that my house is going to appraise for its highest value?
That's a great question. So that's twofold. So number one is have your home show ready for the day of the appraisal. The appraisers always call in advance, so the seller has noticed that the appraiser's coming the following day. We are always present in all of our appraisals, which I can tell you the appraisers really like. They come into a home that is clean, smells good, the lights are on, the AC's low, we're on time, so their schedule is on time. You know, they're busy, they do all their appraisal appointments, and then they're preparing the reports, so we make it as easy for them as possible, right?
Yes.
So for the seller is to accommodate the appointment, to have the home as show ready as it can possibly be. And another thing that we do in our office is try to, as much as we can, secure an amount above appraisal from the buyer upfront when they're making an offer. So let's say the buyer is willing to pay $5, $10, $15, $20, $100,000 above appraisal. So we already do some of this negotiation up front. Should the appraisal come in lower, we don't even have to negotiate. We already know.
It's like a safety net?
It is.
Right.
And it's also, you know, yes, the buyer may be paying a little bit more than the appraised price, but if they see the value in it, you know, when you're going to be in a home for 10, 20, 30 years, it doesn't really make a difference.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Chris, are there things that you should do as far as reparations and updates and upgrades to your home prior to selling to, again?
Absolutely, you do that in the beginning. With the listing appointment, come in and make sure that everything, pinpoint things that can be done inexpensively.
Yes.
Putting light bulbs in, making sure appliances are working,
Yes.
making sure the landscaping is up to date,
yeah.
putting the makeup on that.
Yes.
And it also is good for that buyer that comes in, but also the appraiser comes in, you know, and he wants to, that's the time that
From the
that
beginning.
person, from the
We start
beginning,
from
you
the
can keep
beginning,
it the same, you know, and that's where you get value. It's a human coming in, it's opinion of value. So
if they have a little range, you want to, without influencing them at all, you want them to have a good experience so they can go to a little bit of a higher portion of the range. If they have,
It matters. The experience matters.
Yes.
And the way you tell the
Absolutely.
story of the
Yeah.
home
Right.
matters. Because that's what you're doing. You're telling the story of this house.
If the appraiser comes in, the home is hot and it doesn't smell clean and is cluttered,
Yes.
that's the impression he's going to leave the house with. So when he goes to his office or her office to do the report, that's what they remember.
Right.
We want them to remember, hey,
And
that felt good when I was there, you know?
And I can't tell you a time where I haven't been to an appraisal where the appraiser says, all right, I did everything. Now I want to ask you a few questions.
Yes.
Absolutely. And if I don't know those answers right then, I call the office and say, hey, what's that? And again, he goes, thank you so much for that. It helps them.
Yeah.
It helps the seller
Helps us out.
get that value.
I love that. Good stuff. Chris Green, Patty Da Silva, our WSFL-TV Trusted Advisors. As always,
It's so good
great
to be
info.
with you.
So great to have you guys here. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Chase.
Thanks.